The very first things I decided to do were things that I had trouble with in my life, my first life. That is socializing. I was always very awkward, very shy. You might not imagine it, but it's because I practiced so much. It's day by day experience. So my very first day, it was September 15, 2004. Yes, it's going to be my fourth Res Day soon. And I jumped right into trivia. I jumped right into all the social games. I jumped into gestures, into nightclubs, into every single darn social activity in Second Life, and talked to as many people as I could. Even though it was just text chat at the time, that's what I knew I had to do. And I became increasingly comfortable and more confident because of that. I went into sandboxes even.
Talking to. Lag. Oh, that was spooky.
Oh, I'm so sorry for that. I crashed inevitably. Just my luck, eh? Well, I'm back to tell you more stories. So, what I was going to say next is, after all the socializing, crazy, thank you so much. And yes, they do, wicked bitch, if it's appropriate to say your name, we do. I was using a test viewer, shame on me for doing that to you guys today. But in any case, what happened was I got to know a lot of mentors in Second Life. I got to know a lot of really helpful people who I socialized with. And then out of that, I started by correcting some errors in help guides. I was like, okay, I spotted some typos there. I can make a difference. And oh, there's a frequently asked question, which is in that list. And so I helped distribute note cards by some legendary mentors. A couple of names that come to mind are Kex Godel and Toy Lafollette, way back in the day. Damieth Sklar. There's many. I could go on and name and thank for my early influence there. And going on to customize my avatar and share these note cards and learn about content creation. I then helped with fixing bugs and submitting bug reports. So you can see what happened next. There was this old serendipitous path of me not only asking Linden Lab later if I want to work for them, but I had conversations with Lindens beforehand. I was so amazed when I saw a Linden Lab employee float into the welcome area and greet everyone. And I was like, freaking A, these people are awesome. If this is the company they work for, they must be some really cool people. So what happened next, of course, I sent in it wasn't a conventional resume. It was a note card. It was basically a fan letter to Linden Lab. But not just gushing about them, but showing the things that I had done and how Second Life had already transformed a large part of my first life. And through that, it was like a beacon had come and sounded, and I believe it was just several weeks later, I did the interview process. It was entirely online and on the phone. And that's how I got hired. I did contracting for a while before becoming a full-time employee. And of course, the first things I do until now have to do with community, have to do with not just talking to people with ideas, but coming up with actions, follow-up, greatness as a result. Simple things that make a big difference, things that can't be articulated through words alone, but you feel emotions here. You have great feelings of positivity when you compliment someone on something they've created, when you share things like a gesture together. And gestures, by the way, really help me because my body language in First Life can be very awkward because of my Asperger's syndrome. I can sometimes, as my wife will tell me, I tend to get very close to people without realizing about personal space. Gestures are a really fun way to emote your avatar. So incidentally, thank you, Hotspur, and thank you so much, everyone. So what happened was I just basically made a bunch of gestures at the beginning of my Second Life and shared them a lot with people because there was a bug that I later helped repro, incidentally, that took away all my gestures. So I started Second Life without any gestures, but then I found out, oh, there's pre-made ones. And it's funny how things work out. It's all the synchronicity and serendipity. And of course, being hired by Linden Lab has given me such a wonderful opportunity to work with such cool coworkers and really help amplify your awesome. And specifically, what I mean with that is when you have something that you want to do in your life and get done, but you're not quite sure. Sometimes there's doubt. Sometimes you're looking for a tool that can help you get something done. Like in Second Life, we often have HUDs or other gadgets that facilitate in-world operations, or how to start a shop, how to build something. A lot of those how-tos. That is specifically... Sorry, what was that?
Do you ever breathe?
I'm hearing enunciations, but yeah. So I went on to make video tutorials, and before that happened, though, again, there was a great social moment. There was a woman in Second Life who I saw, and it's sort of like the stereotypical moment if you see someone across the room and, you know, your eyes meet. And her name is Ravenel Zugswang, and today we're here together in First Life, but we met in Second Life. And Ravi, if you'd like to please come up on stage. And Ravi has really cool avatars. She's great at really emoting, and we all must remember that as an avatar-centric environment, Second Life gives us so many opportunities to do things, first of all, that we can't do in our First Life, but second of all, we can take things from our First Life and, like I said, amplify our awesome. We can exponentially increase that creativity. Like, I love watermelons because they're so much fun. They are green and pink, of course, they taste great and everything, but in Second Life, I just went with a simple theme of, watermelons. And it makes me very easy to remember. So thank you. Here's my honey, Ravi, and we're here together, both in First and Second Life, and as you can see, she's got a very cool sort of oriental red dress on, and she's got her duck mask, because she's her character, Ducky. And that's another thing. Whether in Second Life, whether you choose to be pretty much anonymous or you want to share more of your First Life, as long as you're expressing yourself how you see fit in a way that you connect with other people and can relate with interests, that is all fantastic. Yes, and I encourage saving the rudeness for later, please. As chaotic as I can be. Thank you. So, Ravi and I went to many concerts. We did a lot of events in Second Life. We really connected. And I know sometimes in the news there's stories of, oh, you know, Second Life breaks up, First Life marriages, whatever. There is not enough emphasis given to the real love stories, not just romantic love, but finding great friendships, finding platonic love, business relationships, and all those wonderful, wonderful stories which need to be told and shared more.